All right, good morning, namaste, welcome. So for today's practice, we'll need a block and a strap. If you don't have a block, a really firm rolled up towel can be sufficient, and I'll give you options once we get to the strap work for alternatives. And today we'll start seated, so you can sit up on your props if a lift kit is useful for your hips and your low back. You could sit in a chair or up against a wall for support as well. And then once you arrive, go ahead and close down the eyes. And we'll start just by taking account of the physical space by which you inhabit. Using all of your senses. What do you hear? What do you feel? What do you sense? And then zoom the lens in a bit closer into your physical body. So the physical space that we inhabit, muscle and bone, blood, breath. Just taking an assessment. And then zoom the lens way out, beyond your four walls. Start with the community. What's beyond your physical space? And even if you don't have the skill to map it out and see it in the mind's eye, just assessing what's beyond my four walls. Zooming out from the community into the larger acreage of statehood. Zooming out, countryhood. Zooming out, the whole earth. And I'd like for us to imagine here at the top of practice that we are sitting in the International Space Station, looking down at the earth. And let's start with this practice of reflecting about what's working. What's working on the earth? Where's humanity succeeding? And where is there the possibility for healing? And where's there a possibility for systematic change? And then zoom back in, leaving the International Space Station and the perspective from beyond the Earth. Come all the way back into your physical body, all the way back into the sensation of muscle and bone, blood and breath. Into your own house, your own temple. And take the same questions. What's working? Where is there the opportunity for healing? And where's the opportunity for systematic change? And let's commit every breath, and let's commit our full attention to honor what's working, to honor the opportunity of healing, and the opportunity for systematic change. Laying a hand on the heart. Take a big breath in and a sighing breath out. And then draw your second hand to your heart. Setting that dedication will open today's practice with the sound of peace. Take a breath in to prepare. Namaste and welcome. We'll start with a pranayama practice, an awakening kriya. It's short, sharp inhales. And we'll add some movement with the hands. So as if we're sweeping in energy into our body. This comes from a qigong, the movement comes from a qigong tradition. So as if I'm sweeping in energy from the roots up into the heart, right? I'm really actively drawing that energy from the base of the earth all the way up into my body. So we'll take 5 rounds of inhales with this movement. The palms are facing the body. And then as we exhale, we'll flip the palms away from the body as if clearing the playing field, right? And setting anew. Hands will flip back to the body. We'll do 5 more sipping inhales as we draw in the energy up the spine. And then a full exhale, palms face away from the body as we're clearing the physical space. So in your home practice, you can do this as many times as you'd like, as many rounds as you like. For today, we'll do 3 rounds of the 5 sipping in. Then we'll do a round of 7 breaths sipping in. And then we'll do a round of 9 breaths sipping in. And on the final exhale, we'll pause in retention in the absence of breath. Option to add the great long. We'll take a full breath in, pausing, retention in, and then release. And I'll talk you through it. So it's 3 rounds of 5, a round of 7, a round of 9, with retention at the base and at the top. And we'll see where we go. So take a full breath in and a sighing breath out. And we'll begin. Full exhale. Second round. Full exhale. Third round of 5. Full exhale. Round of 7. Full exhale. Round of 9. Full exhale. Pause in the absence of breath. Option to take the great long. Inhale to full. Pause on full. And then exhale to release. Notice what's vibrating. Take a few clarifying breaths. All right, let's do that again. 3 rounds of 5, a round of 7 and 9. Retention at the top and the bottom. Option to add the great lock. That's Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara, and Jiva Bandha. And if that's not in your practice, let it be. Take a big breath in and a sighing breath out. 5 rounds to start. Full exhale. Clearing the space. 5 breaths in. Exhale and clear. 5 breaths in. And clear. 7 breaths in. And clear. 9 breaths in. And clear. Retain on empty. Option to add the great lock. Release the locks. Inhale to full. Pause on full. Sip in a little more breath. And release. Clarifying breaths in and out. Observe. Awakening Kriya. Right? Awakening the intelligence of the mind. What's working? Where is there opportunity for healing? And where is there opportunity for systematic change? All right, let's go again. Take a breath in and a breath out. 5 rounds. And clear. 5 rounds. And clear. 5 rounds. And clear. 7 rounds. Clear. 9 rounds. Clear. Retain on empty. Option to take the locks. Surrender into inhale, fill up, pause on full, sip in a little more breath, and exhale to release, clarifying breaths and observe. Settling into a rhythmic breath, gather that energy, circulate that energy. And as we move, attentive to what's working, where's the opportunity for healing? And where's the opportunity for systemic change? Meeting on hands and knees, continue to circulate that breath. Begin with cat-cow. Curl through the toes as we inhale, look up to the heavens. Release to the tops of the feet as we exhale and look into the heart. Curl through the toes as we inhale, look towards the heavens. Tops of the feet press down as we look into the heart. Find your rhythm here. We've got 1 minute of time. Purposely ground here. Couple more rounds. And fire toes. Curl through the toes. Walk the weight into the heels of the feet. Hands can stay on the earth. You can walk hands to thighs as you sit deeper into the posture. Full breaths in, full breaths out. Feel the stretch through the base of the feet. Find some abdominal support. Telescope the heart out of the hips. Telescope the head out of the heart. 3 more breaths. Good. Releasing to hands and knees. Flip onto the tops of the feet. 3 micro push-ups. So I'm pressing through the tops of the feet. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bend the elbows, lower the heart to a comfortable location, and then exhale to press off. Take an inhale here. Exhale to empty. Lower on empty. Take a breath in as you arrive. And then exhale to push off. Just one more. Waking up the intelligence in the heart. Take a breath in. As you exhale, lower. Take a breath in. And then exhale to push off. And back to fire toes. Curl through the toes. Draw the weight of the hips towards the heels. Option to have hands on the mat. Option to sit up into fire toes. What's working? Where's the opportunity for healing? And the opportunity for systemic change? Stay focused, stay present. 3 more breaths. Back to hands and knees. We lower all the way down now. Flip off the toes. Press through the tops of the feet. As you exhale, bend the elbows and lower all the way down. Once we arrive, Sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders. Today, let's interlace the fingers. The wider the feet are, the more forgiving on the hips and the low back. Find your posture. Purposefully root into the earth wherever you're connected. I'm pressing through the arms, through the pubic bone, through the tops of the feet. For some bodies, this will lift the thighs off the mat. For some bodies, this will lift the lowest ribs off the mat. Pressing down and rooting while maintaining the breath and your focus is successful here. What's working? Where's the opportunity for healing? Where's the opportunity for systemic change? 5 breaths. As you finish your next inhale and exhale, release. Slide the hands off the sticky mat or wider than the shoulders. Tent the fingers, dancing cobra. It's an inhale to press off and lift to a comfortable height. Keep rooting through the lower body. And then an exhale to release. You can add creative movement here. Inhale up through one side. And then exhale as you shift the weight through the opposite side. Follow your cravings here. It's an inhale to rise and an exhale to lower. Keep rooting through the pubic bone, rooting through the tops of the feet, rooting through the fingers, and rooted in the heart and the breath. Three more rounds. Good. Settling to neutral. Slide the right arm across the front edge of the sticky mat. Bend the left knee and grasp the foot. So you have a strap here if you need to strap at the ankle. You could also lay down on the arm instead of being upright here. Return to the breath. What's working? Where's the opportunity for healing and systematic change? Three more breaths. You'll slowly release any transitional movements that suit you, and we'll switch sides. Left arm comes across the front edge of the mat. Bend the right knee and grab the foot or use your props. You can always be laying down on the mat if the lifted back bend is too intense for the body today. Five more breaths. Once you finish your next breath in and out, release. We all find a back bend that's useful here. Baby cobra, dancing cobra, upward facing dog, whatever's available to the body. Shifting back, child's pose. I'm choosing wide-legged child's pose. Toes come to touch, knees splay out. Sit into the heels and release the head, the neck, the shoulders, and the spine. Take a big breath in and a sighing breath out. Transitioning to seated, twisting practice. Legs can take any shape here. I'm choosing Sukhasana legs. Simple seated twist, one direction. What's working? Where's the opportunity for healing? Where's the opportunity for systemic change? Three more breaths here. Unravel, transition as you see fit. Counter twist. Three more breaths. And then exit and adjust. Making our way onto our backs. You'll need your strap. If you don't have a strap, you can just use your hands as support here. Once you arrive, let the hips be heavy, knock the knees to touch, feel the pelvis release. You can wiggle in the hips here a little from side to side to encourage that grounding sensation. And then as you're ready, draw your feet to a comfortable width. Strap one of your feet and extend the leg to the sky. Hamstring stretch. If you don't have a strap, simply interlace the fingers behind the back of the leg. In both cases, plug the thigh bone down is your first action, and then draw the toes towards the crown of the head. A little bend in the knee here will support the joints so we get the full acreage of the hamstring. And gently pushing off the opposite foot without the hips lifting off the mat. Option to extend the opposite leg down the earth, adding in through the groin. And return to the contemplative practice. What's working? Where's the opportunity for healing? and the opportunity for systemic change. About 5 more breaths here. Good. Supine pigeon is where we meet. Figure 4 pose, bending both knees, hook your ankle over your opposite thigh. Reach through the keyhole and interlace the fingers behind the legs for support. I'm choosing to flex the feet in order to activate muscle over bone and protect the knee joints. Soften any gripping in the jawbone or the tongue and return to the breath. Three more breaths. Crossing at the knees. Hug the system into the heart. And gently anchor and root the hips and the legs down into the mat. Just 3 breaths here. And then exit and adjust. Meeting in neutral, feet hit the mat, option to knock the knees together. Notice what's vibrating. We'll set up for a hamstring stretch on your opposite leg. Stay focused on the contemplative practice. Option to extend the opposite leg. What's working? Where's the opportunity for healing? The opportunity for systemic change. 3 more breaths. Supine pigeon, figure 4 pose, hooking ankle over opposite thigh, binding for support, return to the breath. Three more breaths. And then crossing at the knees, binding for support. Exit and adjust. Supported bridge pose today. If you prefer an active practice, go for it. Otherwise, height 2 or height 3, so the biggest comfortable back bend available to you. Lifting the hips and setting your prop underneath the hips, so not the low back. The rolled up towel can work in place of a block here. Feet are a comfortable width. Make sure there's more weight in the shoulders and the upper back instead of the head taking the brunt. Maintain the breath and return to the contemplative practice. We're about halfway there. If you'd like to transition, option to draw the arms up and overhead. A little bend in the elbows can be useful here. I like to interlace the fingers so that the hands are connected. An option to extend the legs long as there's no negativity in the low back with that choice. Return to the contemplative practice. final breaths here. Slinking the feet back underneath you if you're extended, drawing the arms towards your prop, rooting through the feet to lift and remove the blocks. Once you arrive, let the knees knock together. I pigeon toe the feet a bit here. And then take the hands into the belly. Gentle pressure here, big circles from the right hip towards the breastplate, towards the left hip, towards the pubic bone. Right, upper, left, and lower. Big, sweeping, pressurized circles. Three more passes. Gathering the knees towards the armpits once you've finished. You can stay low tech here, just gently drawing the knees wide, feeling that movement and spaciousness through the pelvic floor and the groin. Option to add on, grabbing at the feet or the ankles, stacking the ankles over the knees, happy baby pose. Pull everything down towards the earth, even the tail feathers. About 5 breaths of time here. Gathering the knees back to touch, rock and roll up to seated. Take a few passes. If rocking along the spine's not available, you can roll over to one side. Use the power of your arms to press yourself upright. Asana, star pose. Feet come to touch. Knees knock out left and right. Slide the feet as far away from you as possible. Pull the flesh out from underneath us so we're attentive to the sits bones. And then we roll forward here. I'm choosing to massage the feet as I'm here. Return to the contemplative practice. About 5 more breaths. Finish your final inhale and exhale, and then make your way to seated. Dandasana legs, extending the legs long. I take the thumbs into the hip pockets, just a little bit of a massage here. My hip flexors tend to fire all the time, so if that's your truth, just a little massage can remind them to relax. And then Dandasana, staff pose, flex the feet. The knees can be bent if the hamstrings are still tight, or if you're rolling into the hammock of the spine. You want to sit nice and tall here, extension that's available, hands to the earth. Just find a place of power in the stillness. Upright, attentive, fully present. Take a big breath in and a sighing breath out. A little twist each direction, left and right. And then we return to seated. Just like top of practice, you have the option of using props. Legs can take any shape. We'll return to our awakening Kriya. Rounds of 5, round of 7, round of 9. 3 rounds of 5. Take a breath in and out. And then we begin. 5 inhales. Exhale to clear. 5 breaths. Exhale to clear. 5 rounds. Exhale to clear. Round of 7. Exhale to clear. Round of 9. Exhale to clear. Retain on empty. Option to take the great lock. Release the locks. Inhale to full. Retain on full. Sip in a little more breath. And exhale with control. Observe. Let the breath circulate. Return to the contemplative practice. What's working? Where's the opportunity for healing? Where's the opportunity for systemic change? Take a gentle breath in and out. Drawing hands to the heart. Loving kindness to the self. Loving kindness to the community. Loving kindness to the world. And in the spirit of loving kindness, let's seal in today's practice with the sound of the Om. Take a breath in and out. Inhale to chant. Namaste, friends. Thank you so much for coming to today's practice. Be the change. Let me know if there's any way I can support you. Much love, much love.